Perched high above the city of Baltimore, Maryland, from Magooby's Joke House, comes the tale of 5 brave adventurers and their intrepid audiomancer on a journey wrought with magic, mayhem, and dick jokes. For this is Laugh Finder.
Welcome to Laugh Finder! Welcome to Laugh Finder, everybody, Baltimore's premier piezo-based comedy podcast. I'm Tommy Simbazo.
Hi, Thomas.
And I'll be playing Arcane, the living construct, with my trusty monkey familiar, Natty Bobo, and introducing the big-ass skeleton Obi.
You've got your own theme music now.
I do. I picked a drop.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounded like Crazy Train.
It was Hollywood Undead.
Oh, okay.
If you let it play a little longer, they go, Undead!
Nice.
Do you remember this? And then...
That's the riff from Crazy Train.
That's a Randy Rhoads special
and then
right there.
Here they come in. Undead! Oh, you motherfucker!
It sucks to be you, nerd.
Motherfucker. Oh, well. So guys, this week, our guest is, you are a comedian.
Boom.
She's done voiceover work for us.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
And you were in a religious cult.
Hell yeah, dude.
We're going to get into that.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Beth Haydon. How are you, Beth?
Oh, I'm fantastic.
Beth,
Thank
say
you.
hello to our YouTube people on the camera here. This is our
Hello.
YouTube crowd.
Mm-hmm.
That's what these cameras are for. So, Beth, how long have you been doing stand-up?
Actually, exactly 3 years this month. But I didn't
Okay.
really do it at all the first year and a half, you know.
What do you mean you've been doing it for 3 years, but you didn't do it the first year and a half?
Well, I did it the first time 3 years ago, and then I only did it like 3 times the first year.
So why? What happened? Didn't you have fun?
Oh, I did. Yeah, well,
They didn't?
No. Oh, well. Oh my God. Till I said the first time I did stand up, what happened there?
Please tell everyone.
Okay. What?
Nothing. I have a hilarious story for my intro.
All right. Okay, so what happened was I was sucking a dick.
Figuratively?
No, I was.
Were you a prop comic?
No. I was giving a blowjob. And
To a girl?
to a man with a penis, and then while I was giving the blowjob, every time that he expressed that he was enjoying himself, this coincided with my gagging a little bit. Okay.
Weird flex, Ben, but okay.
Normally, I would have redirected my course of action there. He, kept expressing himself. So I kept doing that, and then
When you say express yourself, do you mean coming?
no,
Express
verbally,
yourself.
Verbally coming.
that he was enjoying.
He was going, blowjob. Thank you. You're
Yes.
a very kind woman.
So that kept coinciding with the gagging.
So you would gag, and he would go, oh.
No, it's at the same. Yeah, sure.
So
Here, hold on. What does this have to do with the first time you did stand-up
Okay, so
comedy?
that was during
She was on stage.
Yeah. When
In
did
the
you
Goobies
get
while
the
there's
like?
They call me Carrot Top.
No, so what happened was I was sucking the dick, and then basically I threw up on him. Is what happened.
Cool.
I threw
Okay.
up on the stomach,
Okay,
but
'cause you're a
not on
lady.
the dick.
Yeah.
You're a
'Cause
courteous lady.
Respect. Big ups to you,
Yeah,
Beth.
it's fine.
Hell yeah.
That's fine. If you're
Yeah,
sucking a
no.
dick and you puke, did you keep going?
What did he
No.
say when you
Oh.
did that?
I was told.
Oh no! Bummer.
He was
Did
like,
he
"It's
got
fine."
down on one knee and proposed.
Wait, you threw up on him and he was like, "So, you gonna finish?"
No, he was all right. He's like, it's okay. So anyway, I threw up in a second. And so the next day at work, I told some coworkers about this, and they laughed.
That's good
you
water
know.
cooler
Yeah,
stuff to bring
that's
up.
good.
So I puked on a
What
cop
law
last
firm
night.
did you work at?
I was working at a restaurant at
The
the
White
time.
House.
Okay.
So
Red
that was your
Lobster?
material for your first stand-up act.
So yeah, I told some coworkers, and they laughed. And then later in the day, I was around some other coworkers who I would not have so freely shared this story with.
Because they were old white people.
I just, they were just, they were like bros. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
then
I'm not sharing this information with Chet down at HR.
Like,
I gotcha.
sweet dong, Ralph, bro.
So then
Is that what that's called?
Dong Ralph.
Sweet dong,
Dong
Ralph,
Ralph?
bro.
That's a good ass bit.
That's okay. We might.
That's the name of the episode.
Yeah, I was about to-
Dong Ralph.
So, but you shared it anyway.
no,
And
well,
everyone was just like, this girl's hilarious.
I mean, that's basically one girl came back in. She's like, Beth, I cannot stop thinking about that story you told me earlier. And I was like, God damn you, Madison. Like now, so then I had to tell like everyone I worked with the story of throwing up on the dick, and they all laughed. And I was like, well, this is fucking hilarious. Might as well do stand up about it. And then
Since then, has all of your material been blowjob related?
no, I know that you would think that, but it's not. It's a lot. I mean, but no.
Are you like Gallagher? You're like, are you just smashing fruit? And you're like, no, I have other things that I
It's
do.
just like, you ever notice how black guys be getting their dick sucked like this?
She sucks
And then white guys.
She sucks
So
other
you do
creatures' dick.
edgy,
Not just
edgy
humans.
racial material as well.
I don't know. We should probably just let her tell us.
So you did it on stage.
Oh, yeah.
Where'd you go to an open mic and do it?
I did at Magoobies at the monthly show.
So your first time on stage, I've never gotten that into my head how someone can do the new talent contest
Oh, a
as
lot
their
of people.
first time.
So many people do
Well,
that.
I didn't
though.
know any other places
Yeah,
that
yeah.
open mics, and so another coworker.
So you
was
had
like,
to bring 5 people.
I invited everyone I knew. I invited all these old people,
Did you
like
invite your
regular.
parents?
No. I like all these like old like regular customers for my work. I had never done this before. I was like, "Is everybody just come on down? Let me watch me tell this blowjob story." You know, like but I won, so that was
You won.
Hell
You won the
yeah.
contest.
Yeah,
Big ups.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
yes.
And then you were bit by the bug, and you just wanted to do stand-up
I don't know if that's
Yeah.
every night.
Then
from
she
there
just
on
kept dong Ralphing.
Just Don Ruffin. Yeah.
Dong it, Ralph.
Have you guys ever? Do you guys ever watch porn bloopers?
No, I've
never
seen porn.
No, oh, sure. There's cameras, so I can't be like, no.
So there's this one porn blooper. It's one of the funniest ones I've ever seen. It's this girl, and she's going down on this dude, and she all of a sudden throws up, very similar to Beth's story. And she goes, "I'm so sorry, it's not you. I'm pregnant." It is a 10 out of 10 moment.
Oh, speaking of which,
beautiful.
did you? I saw in the news. Have you seen the news? Did you see this story?
Yo, tell me more about it, Thomas.
The fake taxi is for sale. Which
Oh.
fake
Ooh.
taxi is in the same vein as the bang bus or the slam van or the squirt yurt. It's
Wait.
one of the.
All right, squirt yurt can't be real.
Yeah.
Okay.
I made up squirt yurt.
All right, that's where, you know what, folks?
Wow.
We're starting up Squirt Yurt.
So
So
but-
this is some kind of porn vehicle?
Yeah, it's like a fake taxi.
Uh-huh.
I've never, Eric. What do they do in fake taxi? I've never seen. I'm not a fake
It's like
taxi
they
guy.
pick,
I'm gonna guess they
them
do
up, and
porn
it's a
in there.
taxi, and then there's sex that happens in
Yeah.
the taxi.
Oh, so
they
they're-
pull over and they do sex.
They don't
Yeah.
have Danny DeVito
But
or
it's like-
Christopher Lloyd or.
but it's very,
No, it's Christopher Lloyd named to be the right
Yeah.
taxi.
but it's
Hey,
ve-
Tony Danza.
Angela, get out of the van.
Yeah.
Marty, you got to get into this fuck taxi.
So is it rigged up with video cameras and
I would
stuff?
Yeah.
Is
hope
that how
now sketch artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's we just do a classy, just a fucking silhouette of people fucking in a taxi cab. It's very nice.
Oh, you found his.
I found the magnet so you can know when you're going
Nice.
and the
Ooh.
ominous gap in between.
So, Beth Haydon, in addition to your comedy career, you were also a member of a cult.
Kind of, sorta. I just grew up
Do
in
tell.
oh boy, I grew up in a very extremely conservative religious.
What was
place.
the name of this
Nice,
religion?
me too. That's cool.
It was Grace Brethren was the denomination.
Where?
in
where
PG
was it?
County.
PG County.
I'm a
Okay.
gorgeous Prince George.
And what were the
Right.
tenets?
Do people say that?
Yeah, like
I mean,
what
I
was life
assume
like?
that women had a lot of rights and say.
Oh no, you weren't allowed.
It wasn't a matriarchal cult?
No, women were not allowed to talk in church. Oh. Yeah.
Was there a dress code? Did you have to wear
yeah.
Like, what's the dress code? You had to wear a dress?
No.
Oh, okay. Because my uncle was a Southern Baptist minister,
Yeah,
so
that's what
my
I was gonna
nieces, they all had to wear dresses. And then he got stationed in, I think, Korea or whatever, and they stayed in Dundalk. and my aunt was like, "You're getting pants."
Was it a long red dress and a big white bonnet?
Yeah.
No. But that show is like the language they use. That was not like my upbringing, but the language they use is very similar.
The
to
men
like,
were called
Child.
commanders.
Yeah.
not quite, but
Any
like,
child brides.
So are your parents
Oh,
still?
there's a face.
No,
There's a
there's
face.
no.
Oh, man.
Are your parents still big in the church? Do they know that you do comedy?
Yes, they do. They have not seen it. They are under the impression that I've never seen a penis.
Let alone vomit it all.
In the
much less thrown up
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Little they know your street
dick
name
girl.
is Dong Ralph Macchio.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
you do
here we
is
go.
You're the cockroddy kid.
Nah.
You should have like your
Hey.
own uploaded
Dong Ralph's the
video
internet.
that you could show them where you just edit it together like, and I saw the dick, and then it goes right to, and then I threw up everywhere. And your parents would be like, of course she did. Of course she threw up when she saw a peen. Like, then you'll be in the clear. You'll
It'd be
be
weird
able
if
to
they
come to Cult Christmas.
Are you okay? We're not traumatizing you.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like
And it is in the back
she's
of my, like.
so overwhelmed
Also,
by our
I know.
questions.
It would be weird if
It's a
like some
lot.
people in like a weird sort of like a goody whatever cult were calling it the peen though.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you like to
Unlikely.
join my cult? It's called the Peen. It's gonna be
It's
dope.
called the way
So
of
you
the
grew up in this strict religious environment, and you kind of like drank the Kool-Aid, so to speak. You were like, "This is the way life should be." Until when? Like when were you like,
a good
"Wait a
analogy.
second"?
right as she threw up on
I
that
was like,
day.
oh, that's all a mistake.
Right as she was like, and then the devil came out of it.
I would like Jesus to be like, now puke, my child.
Oh, no. I mean, I had issues with it like all the way through, even when I was a little kid, like with like the anti-woman stuff, and I would like argue with them a lot about things. The breaking point for me in high school was when we were told in a class on like marriage and family, they said, if your husband beats you, that's not a reason to get divorced. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with all you
I'm
people,
listening.
you know?
You turn the other cheek.
It's an interesting
Yeah.
take on the whole marriage thing.
Yeah.
But like
Did he
your-
then look at you and go,
I'd be like,
Beth?
No, it was. It was that, and then this other time in class, they told us, they're like, when you finally have sex, when you get married, you're not going to enjoy it for like several years.
Jesus.
And I was like, years? I like said that out loud, and everyone was like, oh, Beth's a fucking slut.
That's all it took?
That, and they taught us about like female circumcision for some reason. And I freaked out when I heard that. I was like, what the fuck is
Whoa,
this?
hold on. Are you not female circumcised?
What's
We
your
got a full
what's your
Skinner!
TCI?
wow, this
What's your RCI?
13 minutes. It was 13 minutes to get the female circumcision.
We all just-
That's a new record, guys.
We just all point at her and go,
What like? But your mother was just like all cool with this, and she was like, "This is the way things are, Beth."
Okay, so my parents were not quite as extreme as like the school and like my friends' parents.
Yeah.
Like I was allowed to read Harry Potter.
Whoa.
Whoa. That was
Whoa.
a big no-no. You know, but I don't know. They were still very, very intense. And so they have not seen my stand-up. I am trying to come up with enough clean material. I have a thing about Lyft. It's not too dirty. About having a deaf Lyft driver.
So
a
you can
fake,
go back
but-
home and do a set at the church.
Yeah, but my father saw me recently, and he was all like, "Oh, Beth, you know, if your material is all like bashing Trump, you know, it's okay. You know, I can handle it." I can
Well, then,
And I was like, oh, I wish it was.
Yeah.
Then he apologized for voting for Trump. So it was a very interesting, it was a very interesting conversation. But if
And
they
then
ever
he beat your mother the whole way home.
he wouldn't
Got to
do
take it out on someone.
I just have to keep pretending these
tell
stone
you-
cold stunners hurt.
I tell you what, Karen, you pushed me over the edge. You made me press vote for Trump at the last minute.
And
This is horrible.
speaking
I'm
of,
I'm sorry.
and let's keep moving.
Yeah.
Be ready. Be
Ladies and
ready.
gentlemen, sitting to my right, a man who always votes for the right.
Oh.
And I mean like by correct, not as in the alt-right. The man who's basically Hitler. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eric Woodworth. There is.
I'm wondering how my intro is going to be worse than that.
You don't know what hard times is. Hey, it's me, Eric Woodworth, and I'll be playing Big Fleas. He's a bit of an overweight cowboy that speaks in the tone of a dusty rose. He's a card gambler and a chance taker, and he's here to help out the all company on our endeavors.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I mean, wait a minute. We weren't supposed to vote for Trump? Is that what you're telling me now? You're telling me now.
Look,
You
hey,
all said, we're doing Trump
no,
to be
we
cool.
don't- hey, come on, we
And
don't-
then-
Whoa.
and
We're not
then-
getting political on this podcast.
You're
Only
right.
religious.
I mean,
Right.
I will.
So anyway, nothing too much new with me.
Well,
other
except
than
there's so much
doing-
less of you here at the table.
Yeah, how
Yeah,
much you
I lost
just
some
ended
weight.
your Biggest Loser
Yeah.
challenge at work ended.
So yeah, I had a weight loss competition at work, and it started January 7th. And through the wonders of only drinking vodka and soda and starving myself for periods of time, I lost 32 pounds in about 3 months. So.
He's like a little listeners. He's like a little twig of a man now.
Yeah.
A little
Yes.
waif.
Yeah, the murder mysteries are going to make me start getting naked.
Spoiler alert, I used to be morbidly obese, and now just obese. So, hell yeah.
Your doctor went from, oh my God, to,
You might not get type 2 diabetes like Tommy. I mean, it's weird that my doctor knows your name.
Keeps diabetes shaming him. It's like,
Tears
no,
coming out of Tommy's eyes.
if you look on this chart, you're 0.75 Tommies.
I love you so much.
and now soon in my life, the man who's so sweet, just knowing him gave me type 2 diabetes. Mr. Brian Preston. Just shake your rumpu. Just shake your rumpu.
Hey guys. Well, I can't believe that's my new catchphrase.
Yes!
That's the thing. I'll be playing Holy John, and well, there's no dick puke in my
Holy
first.
John, you a big ass elf and you fucked it, dudes. I
It
don't
was
know
me,
why
Dio. No, but actually, the first time I did comedy, this is a quick story. It's gonna be a short one. The first time I did comedy, I did it. It was at this punk show at the fucking Copycat building in Baltimore City. I did 5 to 7 minutes of just hacky shit to start, and I was also introduced. I was hosting to warm them up because that's what we do before a punk show. It was like a friend of mine put the show together, and I know all the bands. Interestingly enough, I was also hosting the show and introducing the bands. And by the time we got to the third band, their guitarist was like, "You know, it'd be great if you just sat the fuck down for the rest of the show." So that's how that went. But the weirdest part, though, is the band was the Lexington Arrows, and it was. Years later, I would become friends with a lot of them, and it was actually a local artist and graphic artist Alex Fine who told me to sit the fuck down. So Baltimore folks,
Good band.
Now, I remember
great band. Yeah.
the very first time I ever did stand-up comedy was in middle school for a talent show.
Oh God.
And I prepared 5-minute routine. It had impressions.
A Flavor Flav?
No, of our physics teacher,
Okay.
of the science teacher.
Please
or
God,
whatever.
tell me they had like a little.
Let's
like
hear
a
the
gimpy
impression.
arm.
See, I don't even remember it. Like, hey, everybody. It's me, Mr. Bowman. Oh, so you guys get it. Big Bowman
Oh,
crowd.
I was like,
yeah.
"Hey, Mr. Bowman, my wife just died."
Oh, look at me, I'm Bowman. I got no wife. Look at me like this Bunsen burner.
But, so I practiced.
Go to the wife store.
So So
with his dead ass wife.
I was so excited and pumped and ready to do it, and I went to a predominantly black middle school.
Oh no.
That right before they're about to go up, they were like, "Hey, students, we have a special guest that's going to perform. Here is the step crew from the local high school," and this step crew came out and like doing the.
He's doing step dancing.
They were doing flips and everything, and by the time they were done, everyone has lost their fucking mind. And they're like, "And now here's Tommy Lear," and I'm like, "Oh, my wife's dead." And I ate a huge dick. Big old dick.
I did my first stand-up was in front of my entire high school. It was for a competition called King of the Mill. It was like a bunch of little thing, like whatever it is. I don't know how to explain it. Talent show, but it was also like other things that they did. Anyway, my talent was to do stand-up comedy. I'd never done it before. And it is... If I ever find this fucking video, I will destroy every copy of it I ever find. By the way, it did well. I placed second place in the overall competition. But I did like hacky. I did an Andy Kaufman bit that I ripped right off Andy Kaufman.
nice.
I did horrible jokes, and I had a boombox, and I pressed play, and it had canned laughter. Crowd erupts, right?
I want
and
to
then
say this so bad.
I did a impersonation of the crocodile hunter Steve Irwin, where I had
I used to do that.
where I had a prop. I had a prop snake that strangled me at one point, so it's me writhing on the ground. And then this is the big kicker.
You were trying very hard.
This is my big closer was. Do you guys remember Wildest Police Chases?
Yeah.
Fucking course.
Yeah. Officer John Bennell. For some reason, I can do. Hello, I'm Sheriff John Bennell. Let's go to Dallas, Texas. Police follow a cruiser going 90 miles per hour, but little do they know is that he's sky high on crack. And then I would just go, Austin, Texas. And then I just did basically the show Wildest Police Chases. It fucking crushed. They loved it.
I remember one of the jokes from my set.
Oh.
Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
Oh, you're fucking right.
Okay. Hold on, I forgot it. No. It's like, okay, so two guys, the one guy gets a dog, and he was like, "Hey, you want to meet my dog?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Hey, my dog has no legs." And he's like, "Oh, what's its name?" And he's like, "What's the matter? It ain't gonna come anyway."
I was
Just
really
like my wife.
And
I was
now
really
back to the steps.
in the back of my mind, I was hoping it was going to be the Boondock Saints joke that he does.
Basically, if you watch the movie Stomp the Yard,
Yeah.
and after the winning performance, they're like, "And now here's Tommy Lee." Oh, my wife's dead. And speaking of a man whose wife is full of life and will be for many years to come, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Aaron Hinken.
Hey, thank you very much. Aaron Hinken here. Pleased to be back in the saddle with my old original role here at Laugh Finder as 9th level cleric Wilhelm Wardicus, alignment chaotic good, race human, size medium. No, what does that say?
Yes, size medium.
Yeah,
You're
gender
schmedium.
male. More importantly,
What color is his eyes?
my deity, you may or may not know, listeners, is Azathoth.
Oh, that's who Beth used to worship.
The god, the
Very simple.
deep Lovecraftian god of void and chaos out there in some corner of the universe, our entire existence is but his fever dream. And if he ever wakes up, we'll all blink out of existence. So enjoy it while it lasts. I say to you as Wilhelm Wardicus, I don't know. What can I tell you? Do I have any good stories? You know,
What about the first time you did stand up?
the first time I did stand up was in front of you guys
Hell yeah.
for a very long 3 minutes that I wish to forget and haven't really done it since. I'm happy to be in the MC role
Oh,
for
you're
the
a great MC,
for the
Aaron.
dick dudes.
You'll get there
at this point.
Just take some practice.
You know, listeners, you may or may
Do you
not know.
think if we all combined together, we could write Aaron like the fucking killer set?
Yes.
Yeah,
Of course you
definitely.
could.
I think we could write him the killer set. We should do it for the next show.
We're just gonna lift a Chris Rock routine.
Yeah.
Yes.
You ever notice there's two kinds of black people?
It would go over great.
I mean, with your voice, I think people would be like, "Wow, this."
I've never actually considered the dichotomy within the black community before.
He's not wrong. There are black people, and then
He makes the word sound charming.
What can I tell you? You know, you may or may not know, listeners, that
Gotta
among
go kill
my
his dog real quick.
my various
now I get the blind side. Okay, sorry.
extracurricular activities, I play the drums in a doom metal band. It's actually it's like stoner doom metal is a genre you may or may not be aware of. And
What's
irony,
the name of the band? So people can look
the
it up.
band is called The Ward.
Nice.
The Ward. Named after Bill Ward, the drummer of Black Sabbath.
Yeah, that's
which
who your
Wilhelm
character-
Wardicus is also named after. I'm rather obsessed with this man.
Really?
Black Sabbath, the best band ever to exist on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, they're no Guar.
Well, look, who came first? So basically, this band worships Black Sabbath and plays, very much in that vein. And the thing is that we play the kind of music that like stoners really, really like. Even though none of us in the band ever smoke weed or even drink. We just drink seltzers. We're like the squarest dudes, but we love to play this music. But we realize the more sort of over the top, like stoner you can make your songs, the better they are.
Like what kind of how?
Well, I'm going to give you an example.
Please do.
Just last night, we played and created a new song that we decided to entitle Wizard Bong.
Okay, that fits the genre.
Yeah.
Oh, I need this song tattooed on me right
And
now.
Wizard Bong is a song about these three stoner wizard teenagers.
Okay.
One of them is named Harry Potsmoker. His friend's name is Ron Weedsley.
Oh my god.
And their other friend's name is Hermione Ganja.
Are you funning me? Because that sounds amazing.
Yeah. So that's my latest artistic creation. Thank you. Wizard Bong coming soon from my stoner doom metal band, The Ward.
Jesus. Hey, 10 tokes for Gryffindor.
Hufflepuff.
And speaking of Hufflepuff,
Wait, I got to tell you one more thing.
Okay.
We also have there's going to be one line in there that's going to go, "You shall not pass the duchy on the left-hand side."
oh, you have a panda bear. That's what.
Jesus.
And speaking of the Balrog of Bongs, sitting at the kitty table of power, ladies and gentlemen, the best audiomancer in the biz, Mr. Ben Hancock. And sitting across from me, barely visible behind the Lampfinder Initiative tracker cards, which I have to make you one, Eric. You're the white one for now. Ladies and gentlemen, actor, writer, comedian, improviser, Mr. Dorian Gray.
Hello, my name is Dorian Gray, and I'm just going to share real quick. The first time I did stand up, it was at an Ethiopian place called Courtney's.
There's no food here.
Yeah.
It's called Eye Flies.
in Randallstown. I went up there a couple days. It was hosted by Stacey Carver and Jay Phillips, who was later in that basketball movie that the guy who does Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, semi-pro.
Oh, semi-pro.
Yeah, he was
I
in
opened
semi-pro.
for Jay Phillips. That's one of the.
Yeah.
I don't like to brag.
So I went up there many times to absolute silence, except for this one poem I read. And I would go up there and I'd start my material, and they were like, "Yeah, whatever, get to the poem." And eventually I went to Winchester's, and I had a set that went really well, and they were like, "You're funny, but we've never seen you before." And I was like, "Oh, I started at Courtney's place." And they were like, "Ooh, we never go there." So I feel like I've been training in 200% gravity.
yeah.
So what was the poem?
It was a poem called "She's Beautiful to Me," and it was a poem about a man in love with this hideous creature, but framed as if it was the most beautiful person in the world.
Oh, Shallow Hal before Shallow Hal.
Kind of like
I
My
gotcha.
Funny Valentine.
Yeah, and it was, she had like a tentacles and like a hook hand, but I tried to make it sound sexy.
I'm into
As-
monster stories.
But
You're
anyway,
gonna do your hentai noises.
Lou must think that's so weird when you're sleeping together.
Yeah, just as I'm about to bust. Right before she pukes on me, I'm like,
Wakes her covered in radiator hoses that you've laid across the bed.
All right, so my name is Dorian. I am your antagonist and ally. And why don't we get started?
We ready.
Previously on Laugh-Finder. Ooh, I like this music. Listeners, last episode was episode 2 of our season now, back on in the fantasy world of Laugh-Finder, whereupon the Odd Company encountered a gang of kobolds. Kobolds, who would care to explain what kobolds are? They're like little alligator men?
Alligator hobbit things.
Alligator hobbits. These kobolds, however,
Dong Ralphs.
they were a little unusual in that they were carrying pistols. What?
Yeah.
Kobolds with pistols emerged, and unfortunately for them, they didn't really know how to use the pistols, so they were pretty ineffective. We managed to kill 4 of them. There was 1 left, and as we were ready to finish the job, somebody else took care of the job for us in the form of a giant sea hag that grabbed the last one and dragged it into the bushes. So as we begin our episode, the Odd Company is staring into these bushes, wondering, what's next? Will this sea hag come after us? Will we go after the sea hag? Will we turn tail and run? Never. Find out what happens now on this exciting episode of Laugh-Finder.
All right, so where we left off, you had just completed a successful combat against a group of rogue kobolds who had managed to overrun some merchants and take what they were carrying, which were firearms never before seen in the land of Red Point. It is still nighttime. You are in a clearing, and before you is an almost impenetrable-looking forest filled to the brim with darkness and shadows, out of which a long, slimy green taloned hand grabbed your last enemy and pulled them screaming into the forest.
How big was the hand? How big is a sea hag?
A sea hag...
You should see my ex-wife.
I'll tell you. Does anybody have knowledge? Does anybody have knowledge nature?
I do not.
No.
How would I know that?
It's
You
on
look
your-
at your sheet.
I have a +2, which
Okay.
isn't much, but
I got fucking nothing.
No, I got no. Yeah.
Okay. You can roll it.
all right.
-2. Don't worry. You don't
16 + 2 is 18.
Okay.
Chill.
You know that hags...
Be shopping.
They typically stand somewhere between 7 and 8 feet tall.
Oh,
Calm down, Tommy.
Ooh, what them feet do?
that's a lot of woman.
They scratch the floor.
Oh, like Brian's feet.
Well, you know what? At least my toenails aren't in a fucking bag on the table.
Hey, you want to see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listeners, Tommy is showing our guest Beth his toenail, which he keeps in a plastic bag.
Yeah, I agree with
Good
that.
luck
It
on
fell
the table.
off.
It's part of his cult religion. He has to be buried with it. All of his toenails. That's just the champion.
That's how I pay the boatman to get across the river
It's
Styx.
impressive.
Hey,
So-
can we loot these clowns for ammo and stuff?
I don't know.
Yeah, take their guns.
Yeah, so...
Well, shouldn't we take care of this sea hag first?
Well, do we want to fight
I
this?
wanted
sea
to tell
hag?
you that beyond the impenetrable forest is the amber glow of the glowing
Yes.
bubble. But before any of this happens, a very familiar thing happens to one of your number. They begin to go through an incredible metamorphosis, and their arms lengthen and shorten. Skin changes color, so does height and bone density and features, until Max has taken yet another form. So, Beth, what does your character look like?
It's it's like short.
Okay.
And like fat and yellow.
Okay.
Like a tail.
Okay.
And like red cheeks.
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah. It's basically
Like a short Pikachu-like character.
yeah. It's yeah. It's that.
and then you're gonna hit people with a sword. Oh, by the way, your sword changes to what your description is also. So, how would you interpret your great sword?
A penis.
Giant dick.
Giant
Cool.
dick.
This
All right,
is like-
that's the first one of the season.
All
That's the
right,
sword.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm surprised
Oh.
it took this long, but
This is the second episode.
well, yeah, good
yeah.
point.
Third,
Yeah.
episode
Sorry.
3.
All right, so yes, so
Do you have a name? Short, squat Pikachu character with a dick sword?
Yeah.
Sexy Pikachu?
The penis crusher.
Hell yeah.
Very good. Okay.
There we go.
That was the doctor on Next Generation, right?
Hello, Dr. Penis Crusher.
Shut up, penis.
This is my son, Wesley Penis Crusher.
Well, it's nice to have you along with us, Penis Crusher. Welcome to the Odd Company.
Aye, aye, aye.
Thank you.
It's Penis Crusher.
yeah. Well, it's good to have you, Miss Penis Crusher. I'm very excited for you to join the fray. Are you ready for the unimaginable horrors we're about to encounter within the impenetrable woods, which is basically my sex life with up until the age of 22.
As ready as I'll ever be.
all right.
Oh,
So, will you venture into the dark forest?
I want to loot these cats.
Okay.
Can we loot them real quick?
Yeah, you guys loot. Arcane will be like, he'll be like, Obi, go handle our light work.
You're going to send
I'm
the
sending Obi,
skeleton
yeah.
into the woods
Yeah, I'm sending
to
Obi.
fight the sea hag.
Let's see how that
Okay.
goes.
What do we?
all right. So
Well, I mean,
he has control of a very tall, elaborately decorated skeleton. Yeah. It's like his servant.
Oh.
So you send it
Or slave,
into-
you might
Yeah.
say.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
that's-
whoa.
Whoa!
It's an unpaid intern. Unpaid infernal intern.
It's an indentured Irishman, please.
okay,
Be
not this.
respectful.
Nope.
All right.
Not doing this with you, Eric.
What was it from Thor Ragnarok where she's like, the slaves are revolting? He's like, whoa, whoa. I don't like that. You don't like what? Slave? Whoa, the S word. And what did she say? Prisoners with jobs.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
All right.
Listeners,
so-
you'll remember on the other side of this forest is a giant sort of magical orb that's expanding in an ominous fashion. That's sort of the object of our curiosity right now. But in order to get to it, we have to pass through this forest.
All right, so I'm just curious. Do you have his stats?
I do. Here,
What is his reflex save?
Oh, God.
Beth, what are you thinking of the experience so far? Is this everything it was cracked up to be?
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to take it all in.
2.
I've never
Okay, can you go ahead and give me a reflex save?
This is going to be Obi's dice. Whoa, 11.
Okay, how many hit points does he
He
have?
only has 14 hit points.
He's not going to last past episode 3, is he?
All right.
But he is, well, I'll let you guys find out.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
No spoilers.
he says, Obi, go handle my light work.
Does Obi talk?
Just
Okay.
And you see the skeleton go into the impenetrable forest as you're looting,
Yep.
and you find a total of
Obi's going to take
of 100 ammo.
Holy shit, write that down.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, give
I mean,
Big Slee needs that.
I guess
we
can
just
throw-
throw it into the river. Oh, this is just these metal bits.
And so you will see, you hear a bit of rustling in the trees.
It's probably Obi kicking
And
the shit
then-
out of that thing.
Oh, hold on, I should. Oh no, that's way more.
Do you hear that sea hag in the woods?
That's
Listen.
probably its cries of death.
Give me a spellcraft check.
Okay.
God, I hope when we see this sea hag, it's like basically B. Arthur, but like 8 foot tall.
12.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
This isn't that difficult.
Only for my sex dreams.
All of a sudden, it's like the forest becomes daylight as you see this giant gust of flame center on Obi and just boom and just shatter him into 1,000 pieces.
Oh, wait,
I think
Oh God, I feel like a middle school science teacher.
at least,
no.
at least Obi died doing what he loved.
Oh,
being an indentured servant for you.
And you see within the radius of this giant fireball, you just see this 7-foot-tall black silhouette clothed in rags that just sort of turns around and walks back into the forest.
Wow. I thought I shook the bones around here. Do you get it?
I don't think
I
he
do
liked.
jokes now. Holy John does jokes.
I don't think he liked your gift. Do we have anything else we could pay this monster?
Send Bobo in there.
Bobo.
Send your
get
pet
him,
monkey.
Bo.
Oh, wait,
Bo's
you know... Oh.
You turn to look, he's gone from your shoulder.
You know what? We could get a sack and put those bones in there. That we could tell Elder Brenmeyer's brother that we found the
it.
corpse.
Yeah,
we could probably get a
let's collect
reward
that
for that.
up.
Oh yeah, collect these shards.
Yeah. Let's just get a sack and be like, hey, here's your brother.
Yeah, I like it. Let's pin it like making a murderer.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Look, I should probably tell you guys, he's not a normal skeleton. Give him some time and he'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's like a crash test dummy. I like him already.
But I was pulling a joke on you guys. He's gonna be fine. I throw him against trees and all sorts of shit.
Odd company. The question remains: do we venture into these woods?
I guess we have to.
Try our luck against this wicked sea hag, who obviously has got some serious incinerating
Yeah,
powers.
what did it cast a spell?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know they know magic.
I mean, I can't.
Women know magic.
I know. Hey, Jesus! I thought we.
Not from Beth's Bible.
No.
Penis crusher. What do you think we ought to do?
I think.
I thought.
I mean, listen.
She has a name, Aaron.
It's penis crusher.
Also, I think that sea hag was wearing pants.
What do you think we ought to do? We're all going to rely on you for your strategic leadership right now. This is how the game works. You have to lead us into the next chapter of our adventure. Do we go after the sea hag? And if so, how? What do we do to protect ourselves?
I'll let you know.
And how do you attack such a creature?
I'll let you know straight up. Whoever holds that mighty penis sword, I will follow into battle. But if you chose the diplomatic route, maybe it would be what's best for our company.
Okay. It seems like you want to go into the woods.
You want us to go into the woods?
It seems
let's
like
do
that's
it.
what you
Hold on.
want.
Excuse
Say
me.
no more, fam.
I'd just like to say, Penis Crusher, rest of the Odd Company, we only got paid for the kobolds. We're not actually here on hag detail.
Yeah, that is true.
What do we know about the rest of the geography surrounding the orb? Perhaps we just want to go around the forest for now.
You know that if you imagine the forest as like a circular, like a football-shaped forest,
Yeah.
you approached from the east.
Okay.
And the glowing orb is located at the other point and rapidly expanding in the forest sort of towards you. I shouldn't say rapidly because it's happening very slowly.
So the fastest way toward the glowing orb is through the forest.
That is correct.
Well, how much longer would it take to go around the forest?
Not a lot.
Why don't we just go around this obviously evil forest?
Okay.
Yeah.
That
mean,
works.
what
All
do
right,
we-
fine. I guess if you guys want to go into the forest.
No.
What do we? I mean, do
That's
we
fine.
stand to gain anything from killing this sea hag?
Experience?
All right, let's take a vote. Odd Company, I'd like to introduce you to a concept from the future called democracy.
It doesn't work.
It involves everyone in favor of going into the forest to raise their hand and say aye. Aye.
I think we go take this thing out. What do you guys think?
Aye.
That's 3.
I'd
Wait
like
a
to-
minute.
I'd like to-
You voted yes, but you're the one trying to convince us not to go in. But you're.
Well, I'm just presenting
I'm-
the options.
The Electoral College says let's not go in.
All right. So, you venture into the.
God damn it.
Hey, I'm only going by what
Majority
you guys-
rules.
Majority. You venture into the dark
Tyranny.
forest.
Sic Semper Tyrannis.
It's a witch hunt. It's a hag hunt.
Does that book say bestiality on it?
Yes, I don't know what
Jesus,
kind of
Beth.
game you thought this was.
Yeah.
but-
Jesus.
No, it's bestiary. Not bestiality. That's a
It's-
whole different campaign.
Get your
Weird that
mind
that-
out of the gutter.
It's weird that that's
yeah.
what you
This is
Be
a rated
clean when you're
PG
dealing with the odd
podcast.
company.
saw. Jesus, Beth.
No,
Laugh finder,
so
not dog fucker.
I love how they're shaming you when they do far worse stuff on a daily basis. So you venture into the dark.
Keep it moving.
Suddenly, Holy John feels a hand on his back.
This is just like when I was an altar boy.
It's just me, Holy John.
Just go with
I'm
it.
rubbing your back for confidence.
You'll
Yeah,
get
I have actually like pretty good perception and sensing shit.
You'll get a trip
can
to
I,
Neverland Ranch.
Well, the
Well-
first thing you sense is that you gain 4 temporary strength.
Okay. All right then. I guess I'm gonna earn my way into this Pepsi.
So
commercial.
you see a black-clad hand grab Holy John's shoulder and infuse him with magical energy, and he gains. And then this black-robed figure just sort of slinks back into the forest.
Oh shit!
Well, nothing,
Okay.
nothing more to see here.
Holy John,
Wow.
you're the chosen one.
How are you
oh.
feeling, Holy John?
Guys, we're in the fondling wood.
yeah. No.
Holy John, point on the doll where the magic man touched you.
Well, apparently I've been shot up with andro and other anabolic steroids. Everybody.
Someone give me a perception roll.
Who's perceptive?
I'm actually.
It can't be Big Slee.
I have a 6.
Oh no!
6
I have a
perception.
15.
Oh,
for-
please
I got
go
a good
ahead.
ass
I have
perception
an 8.
too.
You have a what?
Oh,
16?
15. We seeing shit at 30, 32.
Okay, you know
Really good stats for shit.
you've seen this person before. This mysterious black-clad figure that has shown up before
Dancer?
in combat situations
Oh yeah.
and has healed you.
Oh, it's MacGuffin.
Yes.
I don't remember. I was drinking a lot when we did this first season.
We were all
together.
drinking a lot.
Who is this?
Just the guy.
Oh my God.
We don't-
It's
never really got
someone.
him.
It's someone that whose identity you've never discovered, but they've occasionally shown up in combat and done things like heal you or cast buff spells.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, MacGuffin.
Okay, Arcane is going to take this instant to activate one of the rods that's in him. And
Okay.
I'm going to activate the mage armor rod. So you see all of his plates like kind of like buff up. And he's like, all right, motherfucker, let's get this on.
Oh, you
All
look
right.
like Jose Canseco all of a sudden.
me.
Man, strong as hell.
This is going to be a wellness violation.
So the perception roll was to determine what?
To determine whether or not you recognize the person who buffed you.
Oh, we have a friend.
God knows
Now,
I've been there before.
does anyone have tracking skills? Can we hunt down this mage?
You know
the
what?
hag?
Yeah, let's go after. Oh yeah. Can
I have-
anybody track?
I got.
Yes.
Isn't that a
These
survival
are literally
skill?
my skills, yes.
I've.
Knock
isn't-
it out. Knock it
isn't
out.
survival is tracking, right?
Yeah,
Survival,
I think
yeah.
survival
What's-
is
what-
track.
All right, I got a 12.
Knock
so-
it out, buddy.
What do you got?
15. I'm like, actually,
I failed us all. 14. There you go.
cool.
I think it left.
20, 23.
All right. Big Slee is like, I think it's in that city, and points
Oh.
back to Red Point down in the hills. Like, no, that's the way we came.
I'm holding just like this stick that like finds
Holy
water
John
and
sees a
that's-
sign that says "Hag here." You find so you manage to successfully track some very large footprints
And some
into the
hag
wood.
droppings.
Good, just like that's how I thought, Holy John. That's exactly what I was about to say.
Well, you and I are a team, Big Slee, and we're
Hell
gonna.
yeah.
Oh, speaking of hag droppings, Beth, earlier when you shit upstairs and then I shit after you, the toilet seat was very cold. Did you hover?
No,
Oh, okay.
we waited a while.
I went
Worried
in there
about
after
the
you
stink.
had both taken shits.
Whopper stank.
But mine was nice and
And it
warm.
was like a sauna in there.
Am I the only one who has a shit in my
Tommy
house
shit's
today?
cold.
I haven't. Yeah.
So, as you finally come to a clearing, you see this tall, rail-thin, green-skinned creature turn with this tattered, dirty, matted dress.
It's like an Instagram model.
Oh, it's the most beautiful
And
woman
then-
I've ever seen.
She takes
playing incel
what
again.
looks like
Arcane's in love.
Who needs standards? She takes what looks like a mangled deer carcass, and she sort of raises an eyebrow and sort of pitches the deer carcass in your direction.
Oh, she's giving me a gift.
And and then she
I pick it up like it's a bouquet of roses.
and then she disappears.
Are you feeling this?
She disappears, and then to the groups, I need you to put your guys down.
The deer carcass is a bomb.
Arrange ourselves.
Yeah, put.
Near each other-ish. It doesn't.
Can you put me in there and Bobo, but not the skeleton?
Do you want us in here? All right, we're gonna circle up.
All right. So you hear a roar, a loud, angry roar from your left and from your right, and you hear snuffling sounds as two giant, sort of football-shaped creatures with pointed snouts and horrible, jagged teeth and large, piercing claws. And yes.
Oh God.
What are they?
It's called a bulette. It's a land shark.
Oh.
Whoa.
Land shark.
And at this point, I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Ah, no. My beautiful date.
How do you spell bullet?
It is
Just like it sounds.
B-L-U-T-T-E.
Nice. Okay. I got a 20.
13.
19.
Was the deer thrown there as to like attract the bullets?
It definitely was.
I see.
Oh, so this creature not only casts magic, but it's intelligent.
Ooh.
And it's a woman.
We're rolling
This
initiative.
is a fantasy setting.
19
We're
for
very-
Wilhelm.
We're very progressive.
I am very progressive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it is. Yeah. Rule of Pinky.
Wilhelm got a 19.
Yeah.
All right. Wilhelm got a 19. And what about Holy John?
13.
13.
Or, you know what? I'm not. People don't like that joke.
All right. And this one gets. Oh, wow.
Listeners, our Game Master Dorian is still wearing his lanyard from the Enoch Pratt Free Library.
Hell
We
yeah.
forgot about
Take a
this.
look.
21st century necktie, right there.
All right.
Oh, run, Al! Run!
I like the idea if like Dorian had to kill somebody, he gives you I'm gonna give you the lanyard necktie. Shoot somebody out.
Man.
That was either an Al
joke.
or an 80s pop star. Just moonwalk past.
Y'all should get out of here.
Or you know, Jesus, you know, actually, I was going to talk about something, but I'm not going to do it now. I might do it to an enemy at some point later in this season. It's called necklacing. They do it in third world countries. It involves a tire.
Oh, you put a tire on him and then set it on fire?
That's the one.
Yep.
There's
All
not
right,
a lot
so
of rubber tires in the world.
First
of
up to
that
bat
fine.
is
well,
Arcane.
Wagon wheels.
That's true, and you really can't do it with a wagon wheel. But
So Arcane goes first. I'm substituting those card stock characters right now.
Okay, for the bulettes.
Yes.
Bullets are coming at us from two opposite directions on the tactical battle mat, listeners.
All right, Arcane will put both of his arms out to his sides,
Okay.
and then like you can see like energy kind of like arcs from within him, and I'm gonna do a scorching ray at each one. I'll shoot each one with a scorching ray.
Okay.
Or hold on. Let me think about this. Ooh, okay. Yeah. I'm going to. Yeah, fuck it. Scorching Ray's good as anything. Or no, wait. I could use Ghoul Touch. One moment, please.
Scorching touch.
folks, when you're thinking about a ghoul touch, think about the loving ghoul touch that went into painting these lovely figures that we see in front of you, painted by Black Spire Studios. Get that ghoul touch or the good touch on your figures at Black Spire.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
good.
That's
good.
Wow, no Sandra Bullock references?
We don't know.
So
we can't
we're-
talk about Sandra
we're
Bullock
not
anymore.
Whoa,
We're not.
whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
No, we
Whoa.
can't. No.
Sandra Bullock contacted us.
Yeah, no.
And she said, "Please stop comparing things to my vagina."
No, we just we can't even. We just called Bird Box just the best sci-fi movie ever.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Sci-fi original. I mean, not actual science fiction movie.
So you'll roll to hit.
It's a shitty movie.
Never mind. It's a okay. Yeah, so I'll just do Scorching Ray. So and like a port opens up on his hands and.
Okay.
So it is a touch attack.
Yes.
So
Flame broiled. They got the
is-
whopper stank on them now.
Hell yeah.
So I roll a d20 plus 6. That's a 19 plus 6, 25.
That's a hit on the first one.
Okay, and then the second one, that's another 19 plus 6.
That one doesn't hit.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. All right. So you've successfully shot both bullets with flame from your palms.
Yep.
Basically a laser.
Yep.
So now you get to roll damage.
All right. One gets 10 damage.
Okay.
The other gets 6. That's 12, 3, 15 damage on the other.
Oh, so that's a total of 25 damage in a single turn.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. Next is Wilhelm's turn.
I turn to the bulette at my right. I reach inside my cleric robe and pull out my wizard bong. Light it up and take a big bubbly hit. Just a minute. And I exhale. And as I exhale, I hold my hand out in front of me, sort of like the way that Danzig does when he sings "Mother."
No flash photography.
Tell your children not to look my way. And my hand seethes with an eerie, dark fire. Whereupon I launch my spell, Slay Living, where I attempt to slay one living creature. I'm going to cast this spell. Oh, wait a minute. I have to be on a melee touch attack for that.
Oh, yes. You have to go up and touch them for that.
Good, pet one. They look friendly. Let them smell your hand first.
I quietly put my bong away. politely blow the flame out of my hand. Say, never mind. And I proceed instead to launch.
It's very accurate of somebody who would take a bong hit during a fight like this.
Oh, wait a minute. This doesn't give me any magic power.
To actually turn around and be like, never mind, dude. Now I'm going to turn around to the guy on my left. And instead, look him in the eye. And hold my hand out like Danzig singing the song, Mother. And I launch upon him Flame Strike, where I evoke a vertical column of divine fire
For the people watching
around him that's going to deal 1d6 points of damage per caster level. Half of that damage is fire damage, but the other half results directly from divine power and is therefore not subject to being reduced by resistance to fire-based attacks.
You just try to fucking reduce
so
it.
is that something you have to roll to hit for, or is it a saving throw they have to make?
Saving throw, reflex, half, SR, yes.
All right.
Spell resistance. I keep forgetting.
All
I have
right.
to roll my
Boop.
spell failure. Let me just roll that real quick. We're good.
All right. Their reflex save was a 24.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So you roll your 9d6, and you take half, and they take half of it.
9d6. Okay, here we go.
Hold on. I got the calculator.
All right, I'm going to borrow your d6 as well, Holy John.
Grab his D.
Here we go. I grabbed your D. It's a black D, and mine is a white D. Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
All right, here we go.
And they're in perfect harmony.
2 plus 5. 3 plus 4.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Oh, you weren't ready
It's
for that
14.
roll?
5 plus 3 plus 4. There we go.
6 plus 1. 3 more. 6 plus 2.
6 plus 2
And finally, another 3.
plus 3. 32.
So 16. Boom! On that one, correct?
Correct.
Please finish this scotch, Eric.
Right there. Or give it to Brian.
Here, Brian.
Thank you. I've got to drive home.
Have this chemical.
Yeah. They used to call me Scotch Dumpster in high school.
All right.
I'm kidding.
That Irish high school you went to?
Yeah.
The old scotch dumpster.
Yeah, the old Scotch Dumpster over here.
So, Bulettes are known to be of a particularly vicious temperament. And this one was going to take pride and comfort in reducing Arcane to a pile of rubble. However, it just got flame struck.
You been
Flame struck. So it's going to. Can it?
It's just gonna die. Gave up.
All right. It leaps into the air.
Whoa.
Like
I never
and
seen a land
lands.
shark do
Oh,
that.
it's like Roulette Week.
Boom here.
He's landed right in between Wilhelm and Arcane.
And if it succeeds in its acrobatics check, which it did, it can make 4 successive claw
Jesus.
attacks.
God damn. Explain again what a bulette looks like.
It's like a shark with feet.
It's like an evil football with legs, and it has a dorsal fin and a vicious, nasty, sharp. I'll show you a picture in a second.
It's a
but
NATO.
But it has claws too.
it has claws. Yes.
Are
So
the claws on its back feet? Is it going to do that thing like when a cat gets you with its back?
Back,
let's
feet,
see.
back. All right. Beth, did you like Backstreet Boys back in
what
the
is
day?
your armor class?
I wasn't allowed to listen.
My armor class is 24.
Man.
You weren't allowed to listen to Backstreet?
Oh, man. I guess I left you out there on Front
Okay.
Street.
You probably weren't allowed to listen to pop music.
What
No,
about,
no.
did you have to listen to Christian music like Jars of
5.
Clay and DC Talk?
Yeah, DC
10.
Talk,
DC Talk.
Five
Did you
Iron
listen
Frenzy,
to-
Christian ska, man.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
fuck
Pick it up.
yeah.
Jesus is my friend.
What about
Okay.
Striper?
Cross.
I was not really.
Pick up the cross.
What is your attack? What is your
Armor class?
with your mage armor?
23.
Okay. Okay. So on each of you, because it's doing 2 attacks at you and 2 attacks at him.
Are we
His
still-
first attack.
Yeah. Are we still down hit points
Yeah.
from what we
Yeah,
took
we're
from
still
the
fucking-
kobolds? All right.
So your first attack, it glances off your mage armor. The second attack hits for.
That was good, Ben.
Yeah, that was a good glancing sound.
The second attack, you lucked out. Only hits for 6 plus
Plus?
12.
What? Oh,
12
6 plus
total.
12. Okay.
12 total. You take 16 total.
Oh man. What's 34 minus 16? 18.
Yeah. It is now.
Hey, you guys having fun in this forest you wanted to go into?
It is now
Oh no!
your turn.
I did attack one of them.
Yes.
Get him.
Attack the one closer to me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
All right, so you're gonna move your
I
character
suggest
up
you
there.
do a power attack.
Yeah.
Say I'm going to do a power attack.
Okay,
I
so
was gonna say I'm gonna try and suck his dick.
Yeah.
Is that wrong?
that's
This is
definitely
no.
that's definitely diplomacy.
Yeah.
All right, I'll
which
do
one
a
is
power
which
attack.
one is
His
Yeah,
name.
it's a.
okay?
yeah.
So move that one there.
This is
Why do I get to move? Do I have to,
one of the
okay.
rare situations. in
Yeah,
life
because you gotta
can't
go
suck
up to
dick
them
out
to
of.
hit them.
Wait, what? Okay.
So
Beth gonna suck her way out of this one?
so
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get
yeah.
2 attacks. So roll the 20-sided die.
It's like the end of an episode of Batman.
Yeah, the Violette's gonna be like, oh, you threw up on my
Oh, you sucked your own
Critical fail.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what happens in a minute.
You sure? Because she can draw this one of this.
Oh, apparently I can do that.
Oh, man.
Listeners, Tommy is getting out the critical
I
fail
have the
custom deck.
Pathfinder critical fail, critical fumble deck. Okay. Now, just pick a card, any card,
Okay.
from out of here,
The critical fail deck is out.
and just hand it back to me.
She draws the card,
Rental show.
hands it back to
And
Tommy.
you were attacking with her sword?
Yes.
Okay.
The penis sword.
Pulled a muscle. She takes 1d4 points of strength damage.
Oh.
Okay.
Is that like
Roll a
Roll the white one.
four-sided die. Yeah.
that's for this encounter? Or?
Two.
2. So you take whatever your strength is minus 2.
Which is gonna come down to like -1 damage, really. Where's our stats?
They're right underneath.
Oh,
the
I
foot.
see. I see.
Same as everybody.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Oh, do you want
So
the
you
count?
get another attack, so you get to try again.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's at
Okay,
plus
well then I guess that's forever.
15. He has that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. Oh my god.
4. That's okay.
She's got a 12.
Oh, I've got it.
12 on attack.
Okay. It glances off the Bulette. Next is Bobo, if you want to make him go.
Well, Bobo goes when I go.
Oh, okay.
So I just want him to. I'm like, get back, boy.
All right. Next is the second Bulette. And it's going to go. Crunch. Who is that?
That's Wilhelm.
It's Wilhelm Mordecai.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He saw you take that bong hit.
He wants Toke.
I want them cheeks.
He wants the wizard bong.
Face or behind?
What is your AC? 24?
24. Behind, of course. We scratch Pickle's butt. and go,
Okay.
"Give me cheeks."
That missed.
Shitty arm.
Oh, wow. So, 2 out of its
you
3
look
attacks.
pleased with your roll.
Well,
behind
2
the
out of its
trifle.
3 attacks missed.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
And then what? A critical hit?
No,
He broke
this
a
is
tooth
not
off in
high.
your rectum.
So 1
Should have
plus
had $1 for
4.
every time I did that.
1 plus 3
If I had
is
a
4,
tooth for every
plus
time I
6
lost a tooth.
is 10.
I lose another
You'd
10
have all
hit
your
points?
teeth.
Yes.
You should maybe heal yourself, bro.
Okay.
All right. Next is next is Holy John.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no.
Do they have bones or are they
Holy
cartilage?
John!
That's actually my question. Do they have bones or are they cartilage?
Oh, they have bones.
Okay, cool. So one of them's like pretty fucked up though, right?
Yes.
This one took a beating, right?
All right,
The
so
one
you
on
know
the
what?
right?
On this one, I'm gonna first before
The
you
one
end
that
it-
Wilhelm flame struck is also the one that took the more damage from Arcane. Wait a minute. When did Big Slee?
I haven't gone, and I rolled very high. I think I was skipped at
Oh,
some
yeah.
point.
We'll-
So
all right, we'll do
I'll
you
go
next.
after Holy John. That's
Cool.
fine.
So before I do anything, I'm just going to I'm gonna do
so
a
ready.
healing judgment on myself, and then
it's worked out better. I'm like,
and then I'm also gonna do a you know what? I'm gonna do a destruction judgment as well.
Okay.
So I get like a +4 on all my weapon damage rolls, and I get +4 HP every round. So
Will you explain what judgments are for
Well,
the listeners?
Thanks for asking, Aaron. As an Inquisitor, up to 3 times a day, I can invoke 2 judgments, which are pretty much just holy right to give me just like a nice little stat buffs to things. And normally I would shake those bones. Actually, you know what? I am going to shake the bones on that fucker right there, the one that's fucked up.
Okay. Does he have to make a saving
you
throw?
gotta- yeah.
Destruction judgment gives you an extra bone shake power.
No, it actually gives me an extra damage for when I have to like hit this other motherfucker with my sword after I shake this one to death, like a child.
Like
being
a
shaken
British
by
nanny.
Exactly. Thank
There you
you.
go.
Thank you, Eric.
You
I'm
got it.
looking through
Listeners,
my,
you'll remember Holy John is a half demon.
He gonna shake
So
his
he
teeth
looks-
straight.
What do you look sort of like Hellboy or what?
You know what? I look like Azazel from the One Good X-Men movie, X-Men First Class. But
You lost Aaron.
I know. Like Red Nightcrawler with horns.
Okay, that doesn't mean anything to me.
Like a cartoon devil, but a man.
Okay.
The devil from Deviled Ham.
Um,
A cannon devil.
yes. You know what? Actually,
I got
yeah. Like, oh, you know what? Like the mascot for I forget which the fucking not the Voodoo Glow Skulls, but you know the one ska band that had the fucking devil guy.
like a coop girl.
Aaron,
Do you look like a coop
this is what
girl?
a Bulette looks like.
Okay.
Just okay. Let's move on.
Wow.
Oh, you should change since you're a little
Can I see
red.
that?
Since you're a red
Good.
devil.
Show it to the camera. Right
I'll
there.
pull it up. I'll pull it up when we do the account.
Okay.
Okay.
Imagine that, but far bigger than a rhinoceros.
What if you had?
pretty
What
bad.
if your catchphrase was "Ain't I a stinker"?
No, that's somehow worse than I.
You can be like, ain't I a stinker?
Yeah, so it's a fortitude for partial or negate.
Fortitude.
It's a fortitude save for partial or negate. And yeah, so at this point, level 9, I will be rolling 7d6s of bone-shaken damage.
Oh.
So that's a negativo, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
You can pull that one over.
Get those calculators ready.
That dice tray. You put it right there between, just like they got. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So 5?
Okay.
5.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. 5 plus
5
plus
3
plus
5
Ooh, beating
5
the odds.
plus
3.
Nice.
3
How
plus.
many was that? Is that 5?
I don't know.
That was 5 of them.
Okay. 6
Plus
1.
1 is 28.
Nice rolling.
28.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
It starts twerking like.
It starts to sway as blood starts to pour from its open wounds, but bulettes are vicious and fight to the death.
What kind of a sound does it make when that happens?
It kind of makes it sound like. They are angry, hateful things. Next, we're gonna do Big Sneeze.
All right,
so he's
Big,
not fucking dead.
Big Flea is gonna move himself into range right here, and I'm gonna spend 1 grit point to use my special gunslinger ability called Up Close and Deadly, where if I hit this, I will get to do an additional 2d6 of damage.
Nice.
So
Listeners, our
roll.
guest Beth Haydon is looking amused, confused, and rather
19?
disturbed
Is
by
that hitting?
everything she's seeing.
I would hope.
That's it.
That's accurate
All right.
description.
Well, get the calculators ready, boys.
Okay, here we go. Calculator
All
at the
right.
ready.
So we're gonna do all this right here. We're gonna do 4
4
plus 3
3 plus
plus 1.
1. Is that it?
That's it.
8 damage.
That's a lot of buildup.
Thanks for coming on the show, Eric.
All right.
Dude.
4 plus 3 plus 1, listeners. See if you can beat the
Hey, you know what?
calculator.
Alright.
If it's not nerf, it's nothing.
It is Arcane's turn.
Okay, Arcane is going to take a step. Is it
Back?
right up on me?
Yes. You can safely take a.
Can I get into a line where they are both within line?
Yes. You can take a 5-foot step and get into a line where they're both within line.
That's what I would like to do. Can someone please move me into a line?
So you just need to
you
move
are-
him a step up, really.
Yeah. Okay, so then Arcane, his one arm, he braces. Oh shit! I hit the camera.
It's fine.
He braces his one arm, and these tiny mini little Tesla coils, like down the arm, and like energy, like electricity, like arcs down his arm, and he's like, "Final breath!" And it isn't even like a zat. It's like at the science center, you just hear like that, and it's just a lightning bolt shoots out in a straight line.
And these are reflex saves.
Ooh, that was a good sounding lightning
Difficulty
bolt.
what?
Reflex for half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you need my DC,
Yeah, which
is what is
10 plus the level of the spell
level of spell. It is a 3rd level spell,
plus your relevant attribute, which for you is charisma.
so it's plus 5. So 3 plus 5 is 18.
Jesus. Okay. Roll damage.
I'm sure the camera will be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's still pointing this direction.
Yeah, I'm sure nothing's messed
Yeah.
up at all.
Okay. All right. And it's 10d6.
Okay.
We can just, you know what? We can just make Aaron and I out of CG later in post.
Let me see. Let me see if I can pick Aaron's
Andy
nose.
Serkis is going to he's going to play me.
Yeah. No, I want to be fucking horrifying Blue Will Smith.
I'm ready.
That's a lot of fucking dice.
We have a 3 plus 1 plus 6 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 5.
31.
That is correct.
Look at you.
31 points of damage. Okay, so this one made his saving throw, but it doesn't matter because he didn't have enough hit points, and he just died.
Yes!
Yeah.
One Bulette down.
And this one, minus, how much was that damage?
35.
35.
What sound does the Bulette make when it dies?
It makes, yes. 35. All right. Next.
I'm having one.
Oh, ting, 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 ting.
Next is.
man's eyes. They're not like a regular man.
Next
It's
is
like a shark's
Pikachu's turn.
eyes, like a doll's eyes.
No, that's not Pikachu.
Penis Crusher. It's your turn to finish off the final Bulette. Launch your
Penis.
attack.
Yeah.
Penis.
Penis. Crusher.
You're going to do a power attack.
Okay, you're saying penis, but you don't want me to suck the dick. You want me to do the power.
That-
Do
that-
it when it's dead.
That will,
to suck dick when it's dead. First things first.
as GM, I can tell you that will not kill it.
Bring it
when I
back.
throw up, I'm doing
He's into that.
a power
Attack.
Power
Yeah.
attack with
Yeah.
the electricity with the
Yeah, you guys-
the Pikachu.
The
I
penis.
wasn't allowed to play Pokemon because of the evolution. So, but you
that
know, I'm
Jesus.
just
Rightfully so.
That makes so
Okay,
much fucking sense. It hurts.
roll to hit.
Okay, so
This
Eric,
one?
Yeah.
can you take a look at the,
Yeah.
not this column on right here. It should be on this column.
Weapon?
Yeah, that should be your power attack.
it's an
Plus 11? Attack bonus? Is that what you want?
Yeah, you
Plus
roll that.
11.
8 plus
So 19.
That should hurt.
That's a 20. I mean, yeah, that's a hit.
Okay.
Okay, but you, yeah. All right, so
But
roll it twice.
this one's like
Yep. That's your damage.
One
One
plus 4. It's going
is
to be a
5 plus 8 because it's a power attack.
13.
13. So that's for your first attack. You did 13 points of damage.
Nice work, Penis
But
Crusher.
you're an experienced fighter, so you get 2 attacks.
Yeah. You're like, that's one.
Again.
So roll again. Roll the purple one.
purple one again. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That is a
Plus
2.
11 is going to be what?
It's not a hit.
13.
13.
Yes. That is a miss.
Okay.
But the first attack did a substantial amount of damage as you caught it with your penis sword up under the armor plates
Yes.
and struck it in its tendon.
Take
I
that.
got a dick in my gills.
Take that shoulder blade.
what's happening? I'm not cool, dude.
Next is Wilhelm, though.
I need an adult. All right. Now Wilhelm is within tactical distance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bet your sweet ass. he is.
Wilhelm looks at the foe, reaches within his cleric's robe, pulls out a little square tab of paper, puts it on his tongue, stares into the eyes of his enemy as his own eyes begin to dilate at independent rates. He begins to speak in tongues. Whoa.
And take
An eerie, dark fire emerges from the palm of his outstretched hand as he proceeds to launch the spell Slay Living.
And what is a fortitude? And what is the save on that?
Saving throw, fortitude, partial, SR, yes.
All right, 1 moment, please.
All right. While we're taking this break, I want to tell everyone, go make sure you go to laughfinderpod.com where you can find links to our Patreon account and to our Teespring account. Get yourself some shirts.
Yeah.
We got Laughfinder merch. Eric's going to be putting
So
some
what
stuff
level
up.
spell is
Yeah,
that?
you better get yourself
Fifth
a
level
fucking
spell.
steroidicus.
And what is your wisdom?
My
Sure.
wisdom
Sphincter
is
Club.
totally
Sphincter
high,
Club for
dude.
life?
Modifier 5.
There's
5.
so much explanation. Yeah.
Holy shit! All right, as
Well, how much damage does it do?
it doesn't do any damage.
What's it do?
Just
As
piece of soul.
Wilhelm touches the bulette, you see its eyes go solid black and it falls to the ground dead.
All right now.
He cast a spell called Slay Living.
Didn't realize.
It did not kill it. It did not do damage. It just killed it.
Nice.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, the odd company have slain the 2 bulettes in classic Laughfinder style. Nonetheless, The ominous glowing orange orb looms over them like a threat on the horizon. They're one step closer to solving this mystery. More exciting details to unfold on the next exciting episode of Pathfinder!
The Bullet Club is fine.
All right, guys. Today is March 19th. We're after St. Patrick's Day. I'm probably still
You
eating
still
corned beef
hungover?
and cabbage.
No,
Last year I ate corned beef and cabbage 5 nights in a row. I smelled horrible.
I don't doubt that. You get keto crotch?
What?
It's a thing.
I've heard it's a thing. What's it smell like?
It's a thing that happens to the ladies. I don't know. I haven't encountered yet, but apparently, if you're a lady on the keto diet, frankly, that whole lag of carbs just makes your naner smell like hot death.
Your naner?
Wow.
As in your poo naner.
So at work, if I need to focus and really dial in and get shit done, I listen to a Guar playlist on Spotify. And today I was zoning out, just fucking listening to Guar, and I heard he used the term "giny hole."
Oh wow, that's Jesus.
Mecca Lecca High. All right. Oh yeah.
So this month at the end of the month on the 30th, you can catch myself at the Ellicott Silly Comedy Festival.
And you
I'll
can
be at
catch me
History
the
Club.
day before if
Oh,
you
yeah,
want to
Mike
come
Quinlan
down.
is going to
And I'm
do
also
that,
on
right?
the Ellicott Silly.
I'm at the-
Festival.
Which day?
On Saturday on the
30th?
On the 30th.
Oh, okay, Beth, you're on the show with me.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
I'm on Friday night, guys. So if you Ellicott City, if you want to come down to Ellicott Silly Comedy Festival, the Phoenix Tavern will be upstairs there. I'm closing out that show with my buddy Rob Mayer from Die Laughing Productions.
fucking love
It's
Rob.
gonna be a dope ass
What
show.
if we get Rob on here?
Yeah, I think
Rob would
I
hate
know
it.
him.
No, he would.
But he would come. But he would come to
Yeah.
to
We should get
Magoobies.
Joe back.
Just to-
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe was a
would
really
definitely-
good guy. Yeah,
was
Joe was
good.
great in
We'll get
season
Joe
1.
on.
Yeah.
And what about you, Brian?
You know, you can catch me on the 30th. I will be at the Church of Satire, and you can catch me on the 31st at the Cellar Door in Frederick, Maryland. And I don't know, I got some shows, but they already happened. So, yep, time travel.
Yeah.
Oh, as always, though, you can check out Bored in the USA, eventually on the internet. Meanwhile, the Skullbase and Driven to Succeed on Amazon Prime.
And meanwhile, the Skullbase is at skullbase.net.
Skullbase.net. You can hear myself. You can hear Thomas and Basil. Actually, you know what? You can hear Dorian in that first episode rapping. Come get you some.
Hey,
I'm sure the jokes have aged very well.
can I throw one thing out for listen, we have this Teespring account. Son of a bitch. We got this Teespring account up, and I'm putting up some new designs. Now listen, you hop on the Teespring account, you buy yourself one of these T-shirts. Give us your phone number in the comments section when you make your order. You'll get a special call from one of the cast members to personally thank you. And by that I mean I will personally call you.
I'll call them too.
Okay, yes.
I hope you guys like awkward phone sex.
By the way, I'll at least call. Okay, so one of us will call, but probably
It'll
me.
probably be Eric. Beth, what do you got coming up this month?
It's the 19th.
Yep.
I'll be on Club Out of Town at the Crown on the 21st, and I'll be at the Ellicott Silly Comedy Festival on the 30th. And going to the dentist on April 2nd.
What are you
Hell
getting
yeah.
done? What are you
Yeah.
getting done at the dentist? I got a dentist appointment coming up.
I haven't been in fucking a long ass
Oh,
time.
she's getting all that.
I got a
I'll
new
be
bit that I'm
back.
working on because nowadays they take pictures of the inside of your mouth and they show you on a big monitor what the inside of your mouth looks like. And I turned immediately into Ebenezer Scrooge because I was like, show me no more spirits. I'll change my ways. And now I've been flossing like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I got a plug.
Yeah, what do you got?
I want to give a plug to an excellent Laugh Finder episode that came out just a few episodes ago called Out of the Blocks Absalom Station.
Hell yeah.
And I want to give a big shout out to our audiomancer, Ben Hancock, who
yeah.
knocked it out of the fucking park with Out of the Blocks Absalom
It's
Station.
weird that you played a song for yourself, Ben.
The sort of immersive nature of this mockumentary of all the sort of incidental characters that inhabit Absalom Station is it's a feast for the ears. And in fact, one of the stars of that episode is our own Beth Haydon, who's here at the table with us. You hear her in unbridled fashion
BH.
on this episode. Out of the Blocks Absalom Station.
Ah, that was so good. And Dorian, what do you got coming up this month?
Let's see.
It's the 19th of March.
19th of March, I have the Wicked Bloom show at XX Cristino in DC. I have a show at Disco Bar, tentative.
Ooh, yeah, that
maybe
might be the
not.
last show. Yeah, that might be the last
Maybe
show
not.
there ever.
Yeah. And I'm going to be in Silver Spring with Kim Lavone on the 30th.
Noise.
And may have something big coming up that I will tell you about if I get it.
Okay.
What a
But-
teaser.
It involves an audition.
Oh, okay. All right. I think I know what this is.
Yeah.
Does it involve 3 letters?
Is a taxi cab involved?
Are the letters J, F, and L?
Yes.
Oh, you're gonna have a Just for Laughs audition?
Maybe.
Oh man,
Nice.
that's so great.
What is that? I don't know what that means.
Hell yeah.
It's the major leagues of
Yeah, it's the
comedy
big one.
festivals.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
It's the one legitimate one.
Everyone that goes there gets a development deal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good
or
luck.
I didn't know that.
go back to living under
Or
a
at least
McDonald's.
I think they used to do that. I know when Schlegel went, it was everybody that went got at least a development deal. Where if you had any ideas, like NBC or something, be like, all right, let me listen to what your idea is.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So
And
yeah,
that's
That's
it
fucking
for me.
awesome.
that's great, man. Okay.
Shit
well,
is
All right.
crack-a-lackin'.
thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you
Next week.